Yo, once again it's on. Welcome back to the Real Kens TV. We back at you one more again. Back in the house like kitchen sinks. Hopefully you like this video. Feel free to comment. Definitely subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that share button. And also hit post notification. So anytime I bring us heat, you're amongst the first to receive it. No further ado, I like to talk about the Lil Boosie Kodak Black situation. You know what I mean? Lil Boosie has a problem with Kodak. Lil Boosie said that he was hurt that Kodak would do a song with 6ix9ine. Now, it's crazy because I fully understand why Boosie would feel that way. But I understand that he feels that way from a street perspective. I understand. You know, there's a code that you follow when you're in the streets, man, and you just don't snitch, you don't tell. You know what I mean? Now, evidently, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever, he did what he felt like he needed to do to come home. I don't condone it, but he did what he felt like he needed to do, and you know, it's been one of those things to where he's hot right now. So I guess Kodak kind of looked at it like, man, I get an opportunity to gain a whole nother fan base. You know, and Lil Boosie, he's just, I personally think Lil Boosie, man, he's just too caught up in the streets, man. You have to be able to separate the streets from your business, man. This is a business move that Kodak made. You know, dudes ain't in the street robbing, stealing, selling drugs, shooting, all that stuff, man, that perhaps Boosie did at a younger age in his life. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that at this point. So it really doesn't matter if a dude is a real street dude or not, if you ask me. Kodak, he did what I think a lot of other rappers would quietly like to do. I guarantee you got other rappers out there that would love to get on a song with Tekashi. But because of the image and the perception, they don't do it. Because it's like, I mean, I want to, dude is hot, but nah, because he's a rat. So, because he's a rat and I get on the song with him, now, you know, how people gonna look at me? Kodak was like, man, forget what other people's talking about. I'm gonna go on and make this thing happen, man. So I do commend Kodak on that, you know, not worrying about, you know, who says what. Can't always worry about what people say. And you know, Boosie, you doing a whole album with T.I. and supposedly a show. Now, I'm not saying that T.I., I'm one of the people that says I don't think T.I. told on nobody, because if he did, something would have come out by now, man. Somebody would have came forward or some sort of paperwork. And I know, you know, everybody's like, oh well, his case is sealed, and you know, I'm not really familiar with sealed cases, and you know, I know what it means. But it just seems like if you tell on somebody, somebody's gonna come forward. I understand he got a great deal and only had to do a year or whatever on a charge to where he should have got 15, 20. I get it. You know, I definitely get it. But the point that I'm making is, because I don't want to make this interview a T.I. type of situation. You know, not interview, but a video rather. Talking about Boosie. The perception is that T.I. is a rat. Once again, I don't think he is. But that's the perception if you ask the average person out there. And Boosie, you working with him. So, it's like selective politics. So let me ask you this, Boosie. What's the difference between Kodak working with Tekashi and you working with T.I.? I just want to know what's the difference. I think this is going to open a floodgate, because now that Kodak was brave enough to say, you know what, man, I don't, you know, what you did is what you did. but I'm gonna still do a song with you. I believe now you're gonna have other rappers that's not gonna be afraid to do a song with Tekashi. I really feel that way. It's gonna open the floodgates, man. You know, like I said, you got to be able to separate business from the streets, man. Boosie, everything ain't about streets, man. You know what I'm saying? You graduated. God blessed you, man, and put you in a stratosphere that most people's just not gonna see, man. Most people are not gonna be able to, you know, come up on the money and see the type of money that you have or seen or, you know, whatever. You know, what's the difference you filing a lawsuit on somebody? You trying to get your money from, what's the dude's name? Young Blue? Is that his name? I believe that's his name. So you're going to do what you got to do. You're going to file a lawsuit. That ain't street. You don't take nobody to court. So it's like you want to handle everything street. That's your mentality, the street mentality. But sometimes you got to make a business decision. And it seems like that's what Kodak did, man. Once again, I don't condone no snitching, no ratting, no, you know, you do dirt, man, you just pay the consequences, man. You see what I'm saying? You got to pay the consequences. And you shouldn't tell on nobody. But Tekashi's out now. So it's like, okay, well, I know this dude is hot. I know I can pick up a lot of fans, but I don't condone what he did. It's a lot of artists out there that you might not necessarily like what they do in their personal life. I don't like what R. Kelly did, you know what I'm saying, with the younger girls. But guess what? I still love his music. I just don't like what he does in his personal life. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. You know what I mean? My comment section. Let me know if you like the video. Hate the video. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Definitely hit that share button, that post notification. We wanna know, what do you think about Kodak working with Tekashi, and how do you feel as far as Boosie's comments that he's hurt by the fact that he would work with Tekashi, but at the same time, Boosie, you're working with T.I. Just trying to make it make sense. Real Kens TV, we out.